So we are going to pick some elderberries and try to make some elderberry jelly today. Nice head there. And see those green berries? We'll try to pick them up, pick them off and pick the berries from the stems and give them a wash and everything before we actually start making the juice. About 10 minutes of picking or less, and we got a little bit here. It's a little hefty, but I think most of these are the stems. When we get all the berries done and separated, we probably won't have enough, so we got to look at how purple these stems are. They look like rhubarb or something. Unfortunately, most of the recipes I've found calls by berry weight to cup ratio, cup of juice ratio, and I don't have a scale to weigh it. So it would be easier or nicer if it was cups of juice or cups of berries. I think it's 3 pounds of berries to 1/2 cup water. And that makes the juice before you add the sugar and pectin and all that stuff. So we are going to separate the good stuff in here before we rinse it out. And then we got a bowl here for all the junk to put in the compost. So after we do this, we'll take the green berries or any rotten ones away. And pull out any stems that fall. I think cooking mostly neutralizes any stomach ache causing toxins and stuff in the berries. So we'll pull out as much stems and stuff as possible, but if a few unripe berries or little stems get in there, we're going to be stranding them out anyway after we cook them, so it should be just fine. Some people say freeze the stems and all, and when you defrost them, all the berries will just fall off easily. I guess you can freeze them if you don't get enough, in one harvest, or if you got more than you need and you need to make something else later with them, syrup or pies, or like I said, you can make what we're making. The last time I made an elderberry jelly is actually a jam jelly. I did 50% blueberries and made like a blueberry jam, and the other 50% was, elderberry made like jelly. So in the jam you use the whole fruit, and in these you discard the flesh and the seeds and stuff after you get the juice extracted. So my fingers are pretty purple, and I don't even have 1/3 of these done, but we've had people comment, "Oh, your video's too long," because we wanted to show people the process of how we did something. I think on like a pizza video. Then we've had other people complain and say it's too short, you don't show people. So we're not going to show you taking all the berries out of these stems, but you get the gist of how much work it is. And if you were doing like separating elder flowers versus elderberries, it takes even longer. I'm going to estimate this is about 3 to 4 pounds, and we're going to rinse it out, pick some of the stems, any green or rotten berries out, and then we're going to go ahead and process it. And if this makes at least 3 cups of juice, then we'll know that we got enough. If not, we still probably have 1 pound of berries or more in here with the stems that we haven't sorted yet. We can add to the mix. See, like that guy there, the super green ones float, but some of them that are like half ripe may not float. Just do the best you can, but don't spend a whole lot of time sorting out every stem. When you make fritters, you're eating a lot of these stems and stuff with your fritters, and they're cooked. We're neutralizing most of the toxins, if not all, so it should be fine. Cleaning and straining this, it's probably got a little bit of water in it already, so I've already got the heat on without adding more water. And I'm going to add a little bit less than, that 1/2 cup of water that is called for. About 3 ounces of water here, shy of 1/2 cup to start with. We turn the heat up to 9. We got a nice little boil, but I really do not want to evaporate all the juice and water out. So now that we got it boiling a little bit, I think I'm going to turn it down maybe to like a 7. And hopefully that'll soften up the berries and let those juices release. When we are sorting the berries and they're raw, they don't really have a fruity smell. They kind of don't smell that great, but just from getting them simmered and starting to boil and stuff, man, it releases a really nice fruity smell. Is it like blueberries? I don't know, but it's definitely a fruity-esque smell that it has. It looks like we're going to have to probably turn it down even more, but you can see it even looks different now. Definitely kind of has that blueberry smell going for it now that it's been cooking for like 10 minutes. Bad news, we only got 2 cups out of the 3 we needed. So I guess we're gonna have to spend another hour sorting the last of the seeds and boiling it down too. So a lot of the berries fell to the bottom of the bag. So it only took like a few minutes to sort them. And we still can pull out a few stems and leaves and stuff, and a few of the green berries, but I think we got enough here to boil down and go ahead and get enough for our jelly. We were able to get another cup of elderberry juice. I looked at a variety of recipes, and some call, you know, say if you don't get enough juice and it's close, just add more water to make it 3 cups. So that was the juice in the can, and now we're putting about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Some of them say 1 lemon, some of them say 1/4 cup. So we're going to add the package of pectin per the recipe, wait for it to boil, and then add the sugar. You can see it kind of get to a simmer now, and you can see kind of like foaming at the top. Now I think a lot of people use butter in their recipe to like minimize that top foaminess, and then they can scoop it off the top with like a little tablespoon or something. All right, so now we have to add 4.5 cups of sugar. Here's the first 2, and then we get it back to a rolling boil for 1 minute. All right, we just got the last 1/2 cup in there. Now we stir it and make sure all that sugar is kind of dissolved before it starts getting another rolling boil. All right, we're starting to get a little bit of a simmer there. Kind of want to keep it stirred so we get no clumps or anything here. All right, we got a little bit of a rolling boil there, I believe. So probably another 30 or 40 seconds. All right, so I guess we're going to go ahead and turn the heat off, and hopefully that is it. Right, we just pulled it off the stove. Does it smell good?
It smells good.
And I gave it a little taste on my finger, and it is wonderful. I just got to ladle it out into these little jars and see what we got. This is the jar we kept because it wasn't full. And we'll have to use this, put it in the refrigerator, and use this over the next few days. Yeah, Natalie really likes this. How do you like it, Natalie?
It's really good.
She said it's really good. I'm going to boil some water here to sterilize the lids and to get the jars ready to be canned. So we sterilized the lids, and now we're going to boil the whole, you know, the jars for about 10 minutes, and we'll let it sit another 5 and then bring it out. And over the next few hours we'll hear those cans are popping. Probably not going to hear that on the video, and that'll let us know that it's sealed properly. So every single person in this house likes this. It's kind of hard to describe what it tastes like, because you are altering the taste, you know, by adding like lemon juice and stuff in it. Look at that. It looks kind of like Concord grape jelly. It's kind of like, you can taste the elderberries if you know what elderberries taste like. It's kind of reminiscent of blueberries. I've heard some people say it tastes like Concord grape jelly. I can see, you know, especially, you know, visually it looks a lot like that. And I kind of like got a taste of almost like dewberry or blackberry jam in it as well. So if you like any of those, you'll probably like elderberry jelly. So here are the jars out of the hot water bath, and we just wait and start hearing them pop, I guess. And one thing you don't get with this versus the pies and stuff you make with the seeds and the flesh and all is this is not bitter. Every elderberry pie I've had is pretty bitter, and it's not very good. Even though it kind of has that blueberry pie taste, it also has a pretty high. And you know, if your only experience with elderberries is elderberry pie and you don't like that bitterness, don't let that stop you from getting, you know, some elderberry jelly, possibly elderberry syrup, you know, where you don't have the, I guess it's the seeds that cause the bitterness, I don't know. But I've tried 2 recipes with the pies, and they were both bitter, and no amount of sorting the best berries or anything helped with it. But this stuff is way different. I'm kind of wondering if you could make like an elderberry compote or some kind of topping for a cheesecake, you know, out of this stuff. Anyway, that's about it. I'm sure this video is long on the tooth. Take care, guys.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Take care.